Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and I'm doing my first Brothers War draft. This is my first time doing it. The only experience I have so far is just like a little cursory glance at all the cards. So it looks like it's a pretty artifact heavy set. A few of the archetypes I already noticed, besides you get these power stones are like a new mechanic that can be used to help cast artifact spells and activate abilities, activated ability costs and things like that. So obviously artifact sub-theme runs pretty heavy through this. It looks like there's like some cards that are a monocolor theme. There's also a soldier archetype, it looks like. A few cards that support soldier creature types. And sack archetype, it looks like there's some value with like every time you sack, get X ability. That seems to be another little thing to play around with. And also like creature and artifact cards in your graveyard matters cards as well. So those were just the ones I immediately noticed upon looking at the set, but got a lot to learn obviously. So I'm going to jump right into it and see what I can do with my first draft here. All right, pack one, pick one. Well, I remember looking at this one. It's a 2-mana 2/2. It makes all the creatures that die that your opponents control or get exiled instead, and then 1 mana to inflate it. This card is super, super strong. Let's read some more picks while we're still here, though, obviously. So this is a discard effect. Typically, discard effects aren't great, at least in the main board. Pyrrhic Blast. You have to sack a creature in addition, but you do get to draw a card and you get to deal damage to any target. Definitely a reasonable finisher, I think. Here's a Soldier Lord, Swiftfoot Boots. So this set also will have a weird sub-theme where it brings in older cards. So I'm sure the limited environment is going to be pretty insane. Deadly Repost. So this effect is typically pretty playable, but not great. But gaining life on top of it, definitely good to stave off aggro if that's a thing in this format. This is definitely a great card. Removal for any target, plus you make one of those Power Stone tokens. All right, so let's look at black cards first. We've got Carrion Locust, 3-mana 2/1 flyer, enters, exile a card from your opponent's graveyard. If it was a creature, that player loses 1 life. That's cool. Overwhelming Remorse. So here's a pretty awesome card. Exile a creature or planeswalker, and it's cheaper for each creature card in your graveyard, so I like that. Spotting Thopter. This is cool. So comes in, it's either a huge flyer. The prototype is a new mechanic as well, so you can play it. It keeps all of its like abilities other than power and toughness with the prototype, so it's just slightly smaller. Foundry Inspector. Oh wow, that's a that's a good one for this this set too. That's cool. I could just take a gray card here. Like Foundry Inspector seems great for this. But Overwhelming Remorse is pretty excellent removal, I would think. I mean, granted, you have to pay 5 mana at full cost, but the fact that the fact that you could pay 1 mana to exile a creature or planeswalker at a certain point in the game actually really makes me like this card, but we'll see. A lot of other things going on there. Gurgling Anointer, so 3-mana 1/3 flyer. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, you put a counter on it, and when it dies, return another target creature card with mana value less than or equal to its power from your graveyard to the battlefield. This is a sweet card. Bonesaw, free equipment, 1 to equip. Playable, not exciting. And then we have a Skull Flayer, 3-mana 2/3. This card is actually pretty cool. Just gets bigger the more creature cards you have in your graveyard. I like that. So there is like a mill yourself sub-theme that works really well, I would think, for this sort of plan. We've got some fight effects. What does this do? I didn't even see it. 1 mana, 1/1. As long as you control 3 or more artifacts, whenever an artifact... This is actually a really good card, I think. I really like this rare. It's a 1-drop. You want to play artifacts with it. I think I'm going to take it, actually, over the Anointer, even the Anointer's on color. Every time it's whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control. So every time you get a Power Stone, this thing gets bigger, too. That's really good. All right, Burnished Heart, 3-mana 2/2. This is a good card for limited. 3 and sack it, and you get 2 lands. And you actually put them on the battlefield. That's really good. This card is really excellent, actually. And you can do it whenever. So it's like chump block, pay 3, ramp 2. Really good. Corrupt, Definitely a fine card for like a monocolor deck. Like I was talking about, some monocolor rewards in this set. Ashnod's Intervention's playable. Not terribly exciting. If you have good Enter the Battlefield effects, I could see it being good. I'm thinking about just taking the Burnished Heart. This is a great card. Especially seeing as it's a 3-mana 2/2. Can't be blocked by artifact creatures, and you can make it bigger. So these big activated ability costs are kind of not as bad because of Power Stones. The Power Stones can actually pay for those effects. They just can't pay for spells that are non-artifact spells. They can't pay for it, but they can pay for everything else. So it's more things than people would think. Search your library for an assembly worker creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. So there are actually assembly workers in this set. This card seems really good to me. It is 8 mana, but once again, Power Stones can pay for it, and it's a big, fat, flying finisher. I like this one. Here's an assembly worker. So self-assembler can find stuff like Mine Worker and stuff like that. So that's cool. Thinking about just taking this Dragon Engine. It is expensive. A lot of red in here. This is playable removal. It's instant speed. I think I might just take the big artifact finisher with prototype, though. I really like this card. Okay, Pristine Talisman. Certainly a fine card. Ramp, gain life. Not bad. It does seem like red might be open. A lot of red cards in that last pack, at least. So this is discard that gives you a Power Stone. Not bad. Blitz Automaton. Also not bad. This is kind of cool, actually. I kind of like this Strongbow, especially if you can get some Power Stones going. Whirling Strike's just a combat trick. Cliff Stomper's kind of cool, but it wants you to be a little more monocolor. Could take the Talisman. Might just take another Prototype. I really like Prototype because it's good early, good late. Like, if I'm paying 3 mana for a 3/2 haste or paying 7 for a 6/4 haste, both, like, good early, good late, definitely. Good early, good late is what you want for the most part in every limited environment. Thran Vigil. Whenever one or more artifact and or creature cards leave your graveyard during your turn, put a counter. That's a little too build around for me. So this is a blocker that surveils and gets bigger if you have an island. I think now I feel pretty comfortable at least taking the... Actually, no, this card's pretty good. We want these Power Stones now that we have some expensive stuff to build towards, and I think that's good. I do like this Skull Flare because it gets bigger, but I want to try out these Power Stone tokens. All right. So, another Bulwark, Conscripted Infantry. Usually these cards are good because they die and give you something. This is actually good with the Wormlet because it brings in an artifact, so it gets bigger too. This is kind of an interesting card for like an all-in aggro deck. You can either pump your dude and make it big or make something not able to block. Oh, that's kind of cool. I think I might just take the... thing that comes in and gives you something else, but I don't need to be red either, because it just means I wouldn't be able to do the Prototype, which kind of is a big deal to me, I guess. All right, Flying Haste, put a guard from graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library, not bad. Could take Pyrrhic Blast as like a one finisher. We also have Unearth. Could take another Automaton. What's my creature count? I have 7 creatures already, so could just take a 1 Pyrrhic Blast. It is an uncommon. I think having one of these is probably fine since it at least replaces itself. And remember, it's instant speed, so you're going to kill my guy, in response, sack it, kill your biggest guy, draw, whatever. I think that as a one effect is not bad. Carrion Locust seems totally playable to me. Cliff Stomper, if you're pretty heavy... We could be pretty heavy red. There's a chance that we just like splash black, and then Cliff Stomper gets quite a bit better. Maybe I'm actually going to take the Strongbow because I like that you can sack your artifacts in response. If we have enough artifacts, I kind of like it, but... So this mill 3, put an artifact card from among the cards milled this way in your hand. If you don't, I like this because we have already a good artifact count. Oh, this card's good though too. I'm gonna go with the Rager actually. I guess they both kind of draw, but this is an artifact that comes back, and each time it comes in, you draw and lose a life. Like losing the life's not great, but each time it comes in, what else does this do? Oh, this is a cool card, the Engineer. I like that. Not a great chance I use Corrupt, so maybe I'm okay with this. Yeah, Prowess is good. Prowess not looking so hot for us right now, but it is good. Couple late blue cards. We'll just take the Forge Chanter, get some cheap. Yeah, well, I feel good about taking all this red, I guess. So I could take the Whirling. We already have a Strong Bull. We probably don't need two of them, so I'll take it. All right. So red definitely seems open. Flesh Mechanist. 1 mana, 1 Death Touch. When it attacks, sack another. You may sack another creature. If you do, create a tap Power Stone token. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. This is a cool card. We have Astronaut's Altar, which is also kind of cool. Moment of Defiance. Playable, not exciting. This is another one of the Assembly Workers. All right, so you can unearth it. It's got Menace, but you have to pay 3 or you can't do anything with it. Little black prototype card here. This one's pretty cool. Another Automaton. I think we're going to wheel one of these. I still like this Scrapsmith, but I'm going to take the Mechanist. I feel good about this. We don't have a lot of stuff, great stuff to sack right now, but just exiling creature cards from your graveyard to make zombies is good. Probably doesn't synergize super well with Graveyard Matters stuff that we may or may not have, but I don't know if we have that much, actually. Just the Remorse. So Springleaf Drum is actually playable. If you have enough cheap stuff in particular, I really like it. This is kind of cool. It dies, and you get 8 generic mana or whatever it is. Colorless mana, rather. Another chance to get the Demolisher. I mean, 8 power Menace is kind of a big deal. Aeronaut's Wings probably could wheel. This is a cool card because you get 2 effects. But I don't know if we're... I'm going to take the Springleaf Drum just because it's interesting enough where I think it's actually pretty good. It's like a ramp effect for colors that usually don't ramp, and it fixes too. You need a pretty good cheap creature count to be able to make it do what you want to, but that's all right. So this, you mill 3. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, this is a great effect. It's only among the cards milled. So if you don't mill a creature, then it's just a 4 mana 3/4. If you do mill a creature, though, it puts it in your hand. That is pretty good. This is a cool card too. 2 mana 2/1. It's an artifact. It rummages and it has unearth, so you can rummage twice. I like that actually. Probably don't need that one. This is a... Oh, that's... Wow, Sigil of Valor actually seems pretty good. But you need quite a few creatures in order to do it. We've got a lot of value cards here. I think I might just take the... Actually, I'm gonna stick with red. Because we do have some good black, but... Let's stick with... And I like rummage effects too. Especially in sets where graveyard probably matters. Millstone. Millstone's interesting because it's actually a pretty solid limited win con, but... Enters a battlefield from your graveyard. You can attach a claw to it. Well, I don't know if we have enough effects for that right now. Could take another Whirling Strike. Not particularly exciting. Could take a 9 mana 7/7 that enters as a copy of an artifact creature you control. So it's a 7/7 with the like abilities of the other cards. I mean, not too excited about that. I mean, I guess I'll just take Millstone. Probably don't need it. Could have just taken a off-color removal, I guess, but this card's playable, not great. It's like a Bone Splinters, but it can also hit Planeswalkers, and you can sack artifacts too. I guess that makes it reasonable. Here's a 2 mana 3/1 reach. How's our low creature count's not bad. Elsewhere Flask, enters, draws, and then changes your lands. Could take the Cliff Stomper, go deeper red. I mean, 2 mana 0/4 is not bad either. Might just take the Fracture. Just get another removal. Another Millstone. Could take another Mutt. There's a Forge Chanter. Killzone Acrobat. Oh, it's kind of cool. You don't have to sack something, but if you do, you get a 3-power flyer. Not bad. This fixes another way to fly. Could take another Mutt. I kind of like this. I'm going to take the Mutt. And actually, Unearth is really good with sack effects, too. You bring it back, attack with it, whatever. And you can sack it. Another chance to get a Sigil of Valor. I mean, I guess we have 14 creatures already. That's not bad. Tower Worker. Another Coastal Bulwark. Could take the Sigil of Valor. Try it out. Let's make some Power Stones. Take a look. I mean, it equips for 1. That's not too bad. So Spotter Thopter, I'd have to pay a pretty penny for. Creature with power equal to its toughness. Okay. I don't know if we've got... I guess we have a few. We don't have as many as I'd like, though. I mean, we have some. It's a powerful effect if you have enough to support it. And I don't really want the discard effect. And I don't think the trick's that good, so... I don't really need Ashnod's Altar. The Scrapsmith is just good, I think. I like this card. 3 mana 3/2, which isn't great, or 3 mana 2/1 that lets you get an artifact back from your hand. I mean, we have more than enough artifacts. I feel like this is a 3 mana 2/1 that lets you get an artifact. All right, we can take the Demolisher. I'm not in love with it, but it's fine. Another Sigil of Valor. I guess. Don't really need it, but it's an artifact, I guess. Don't really need that. It's a bounce effect. I guess. All the Millstones. I'm actually going to take Aeronaut's Wings. Aeronaut's Wings with Sigil of Valor actually seems decent. That's pretty equipment heavy. Painful Quandary kind of strikes me as a little bit of a trap card. They do have to discard or they lose 5 life. I mean, they get the choice, but they have to have an extra card if they cast a spell. I don't know if I like it that much, though, to be honest. I don't know. I don't think we have the instants and sorceries to... yeah, we don't. To support Runechanter Spike, this is just giving me flashbacks to Delver in Standard. Destroy an Artifact is obviously very good in this set. So this has got to be straight up a removal spell for like 50% of the format, I imagine. So you can probably take that and feel okay about it. Usually you don't want to overload too many of these, even in an artifact format, but I'm sure playing 1 at least is fine. Maybe get the Mutt back. Kind of like these Mutts. It's an instant too? No, it's a sorcery. Rock Hunter. I mean, it's got reach. It's not bad. Demolition Field. Destroy a non-basic land. Don't really need that. Soul Guide Lantern. 1 mana. Exile a card from a graveyard. Exile each opponent's graveyard. And then you can sack it and draw. I mean, it's not bad. Power Plant Worker. This, another chance to get Power Stone tokens. Maybe I just want to keep doing that. Sack a creature. Oh, this is kind of cool. So you can turn little dudes into 3/3s. That's not bad. I mean, most of our dudes are littler than 3/3, interestingly enough. But I think I'm going to go with the Power Stone generator, just because we have some like sack outlets for it too. Could be wrong. Another Burnished Heart. I mean, I'm fine taking this. Lets us totally splash Teething Wormlet pretty easily too. I don't know if we're going to do the Millstone plan anymore. Burnished Heart, though, is good. Trench Stalker. It's not bad. Clay Revenant keeps coming back. This is good, like little sack outlet. It does go back to your hand, though, which is less good. We already have the Symmetry Matrix. Could get some more removal. I really think Burnished Heart is a strong effect, though. Can't overlook being able to get 2 basic lands ramped out, especially when you have pretty expensive high-end stuff. So steal something, untap it, gain haste, create a Power Stone token. We have some sack outlets, or at least a sack outlet for that, so that doesn't seem too bad, but I might just take another Rage. I really like this card. Evolving Wildsome, or we can take the Remorse. Maybe the Remorse, get another removal. I mean, this is pretty hard removal, too. Exile is just particularly good in this format. All right. Another Scrapsmith. Another chance to get another flyer. I like the Warplow. Our artifact count is high enough, though, where I really feel like Scrapsmith is good. It's got to be able to hit artifacts pretty frequently, I would think. Monastery Swiftspear. Here's a reprint that's pretty sweet. I don't think we have enough non-creature stuff for that, unfortunately. Another Raise to the Ground. Jalum Tome, rather. Maybe Supply Drops. I mean, this is just basically loot for 2 mana, which isn't amazing, but probably fine. I'll just take Evolving Wilds here over the 3rd Scrapsmith. Surveil Land. I mean, it's kind of interesting, actually. I don't think it's that bad. This is kind of expensive. I mean, it does deal with anything. You can blow up lands, too, which is cool. But maybe another Power Stone Fracture is okay. Especially with the Unearth we already have. Could be. Could be. Don't really need that. Consider this because it makes a Power Stone token, I guess. Power Plant Worker. Oh, this is a cool one. Yeah, Infiltrator kind of fits in with what we're doing. I think we have... How many sack things do we have? I thought we had a few, but maybe not as many as I thought. Could take the Trench Stalker. I mean, Lifelink Death Touch is nice. It's the only thing that's on color anyway, so we'd probably take it. This isn't bad. I haven't even looked closely enough at this. This actually isn't bad. You can chump and then draw off of it, and it sacks, so you get sack value too. I doubt we'll need it, but... Alright. It's kind of a weird format. Artifact count is up there. So we've got some big finishers. I'm happy about that. We have to make a lot of cuts. So maybe we're off the career plan. So these sacks, so that synergizes with and is Unearth. You don't sack it though, you exile it at the end. So that doesn't trigger this. I don't know if we have enough stuff for Prowess to be good, but we could. And I feel like there's enough stuff tacked on this where it's kind of cool. Do we need the Arbalest Engineer? Well, it makes a Power Stone token. Is it worth the splash, I guess is the real question. Yeah, I mean, you buff something, you can kill something, or you can make a Power Stone token. Not bad. Symmetry Matrix might actually be good. I'm not sure yet. We don't have... We don't have as many symmetrical things as I would like, but yeah, you might just not have enough for it. We got to make a lot of cuts, so we can at least start with creatures. We've got 23, so I still like the infantry. I like the strongbow. I'm still okay playing that. I definitely like those. So which creatures do I not like? I still kind of want to play the wormlet. I just, I mean, this thing's going to frequently get bigger. I think it's still worth it on the splash, especially since we have like Springleaf Drum and other ways to do it. Kind of makes me want to keep these 5-drops too. So let's look at, I want to keep the retrieval units. So maybe we might just not have enough for Symmetry Matrix. Might not have enough sack outlets for Infiltrator. I want to keep my removal. Maybe the Engineer is not worth the splash, because then we can just splash the wormlet. Maybe get off the sigils. Too cute. I might still be okay with wings. We can probably cut Whirling Strike. Definitely like the mutts. Mechanist is cool. So I can still cut like 6 creatures. Maybe the Forge Chanters aren't what I need, because it's just non-creature stuff. So we don't really have that many non-creature things. I still kind of like this card, but I don't think we need it, because we're trying to be like artifact value stuff. I like that. Still like the infantry. I still like the strongbow, because this can just win the game. You know, at a certain point, if they're at a low enough life total, just sack a bunch of artifacts and kill them. Maybe just one Trench Stalker. Well, we're pretty infrequently going to be drawing 2 cards a turn. That's something to keep in mind. We have like Jalum Tome, we have a Rager, we have the Mutts. So it's a few ways to do it. Let's get off the Caress. It's cool. It makes a Power Stone token. I just don't like that effect enough. And we're just looking for cuts at this point. So I want to keep the Burnished Hearts. Maybe Jalum Tome is just not good enough. Like it's cool. It's a loot effect. It's not like it's a cheap loot effect. It is an artifact. These are cool because they have prototype. I like that. I really think this card can go off. I mean, this is going to get just huge in this deck. I mean, Jalum Tome is nice because it offsets, like, Flood. But we have some other... I mean, Mutt and Ragers offset Flood. Maybe those are better ways to do it. Do we need the wings? We really don't have any flyers, so wings... Well, that's not true. We have the engine... But we don't really have many other flyers, so getting some form of evasion like this, typically this kind of card will win you a game or two. So we still need to, we could cut 3 creatures and call it a deck. So what are the weakest 3 creatures? We're gonna have to pick some stuff here. I don't want to cut the Scrapsmiths because they're gonna draw us cards. They're gonna be a body plus an extra card, and I don't want to get rid of that. Definitely, I mean, it could be the Trench Stalker. The infantry being 2 bodies in 1 is kind of appealing to me for Fracture, and the fact that it's like get an artifact out of it. But it's just a 3-mana 3/1. I mean, it's not typically just 2 bodies in 1 is very good and limited for in my experience. Geez. Could cut the Trench Stalker now that I've cut the Jalum Tome, maybe. I still kind of like this card, but I could see cutting it. Just because we're looking for stuff to cut at this point. It might be the infantry. I'm just looking, and it's like the weakest card. I think these Stone Retrieval units are good. Making the Power Stone token actually works really well with the Power Stone Fracture. You get a body plus something to sack for it if you don't actually need the mana. Maybe the Strongbow and the infantry go, and we just call it a deck. I like both of these cards, but maybe we're doing enough without them. Weird format. They want us to do 4 forests because we're like almost no red. Wow, that's surprising. So it would be 8 black, 6 red, 5 green. 5 green for 1 Teething Wormlet. I mean, the thing that's funny about that is you do want to play the Teething Wormlet on turn 1. So I could see the argument for that, actually. And now, with all these red cuts, I'm down to, what, 4 red cards in the whole deck? That's not true. These are red, too. Sort of, if I want to prototype them. I'd rather pay the full cost, but... What a bizarre format and deck. And we have the Burnished Hearts and the Springleaf Drum to fix. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I'll go with what they're saying here. Wow, weird deck. Weird format. I guess we'll run it like this and see round 1. Well, I'm in game 1, but I don't see anything, so I'm just going to restart the client here. All right. Restarted the client. Let's see if it works this time. No. Same issue here. Both have 0 life. Can't escape. Looks like some new format woes here. Well, we'll see what happens. I'm just going to wait on the screen for a while. All right, so I ended up getting a loss. Even after restart, it wasn't working, so I don't know what the deal is, but let's go to the next one. All right, looks like we're working now. Ooh, this is a cool... Yeah, this seems pretty good. All right, let's keep this. So I guess we can just play our Death Toucher first here. Ooh, good rip. Rare and rare is pretty good. Ooh, nice. The Tower Worker. They want to assemble. No, they want the Cloud Key. Make their stuff cheaper. Sure. Oh, there's a good draw. So we'll attack with this first. No pumps. Then we'll do Stone Retrieval Unit. Pump our Wormlet. Get a nice little sack thinger here. And then we have Power Stone that we can sack. All right. Ooh, there's a cool one. Can't quite cast it yet, but that's no big deal. All right. So we can sack the retrieval unit if I want. I think I do want to do that, don't I? But I have to attack with this in order to do that. Could be worth it. Let's attack with everything, sack the retrieval unit. And I can pay for Ashnod's ability to make the 3/3, which I think I will do. And then we'll play the land, and that way we can play the Demolisher next turn. So we'll get another red mana here. Alright, we'll see you for the next one. Alright, well, I think we keep this. Might have to prototype this little baddie, but it's alright. We'll see. Maybe I'll draw something. Yeah, there we go. Oh, good. So why don't we get the retrieval unit back, because I can unearth this, or I could do the automaton and get a hasty dude. But retrieval unit's going to work us towards that dragon engine, so I kind of like this one. And then I can unearth Rager. Yeah. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Pyrrhic Blast with engine's pretty cool too. Hey, nice. Alright, we'll attack for 2. Oh, that's cool. Sure. I mean, we'll eventually be able to cast this, so... Ooh, that's kind of cool. Just makes Power Stone tokens. Nice one. Ooh, the Wormlet. That's real good. So we'll go... Land, Wormlet, Rager... To draw. I'll get in for 4 here. So they can sack the blast zone, but they just to kill a Wormlet. I don't know if it's worth it to them or not. We have the Remorse to deal with whatever creature they play. We're still building towards a... I think at this point we might as well hold out for the big engine. 5/5 flyer, significantly better than 1/3. Ah, there's a cool draw. So we'll get in there. And now we have Pyrrhic Blast up too, if they have removal. Oh, cool. So now we can even... Oh, I should have actually done that first, because I could spit out the 3/3 and make my wormlet bigger, but that's actually okay. So they could have sacked Blast Zone and killed the Flesh Mechanist and the wormlet, but then I would have just, I guess, sacked and made a 3/3 or whatever. So maybe it didn't matter. Sure. All right, so now I'll make the 3/3. Oh, they blew up their own. Whoopsie. I don't think they sequenced that correctly. Springleaf Drum. Well, technically, does let me play an engine here, doesn't it? No, not quite yet. Can I kill them? Gotta be close, right? With Pyrrhic Blast? Maybe not yet. All right, see you for the next one. All right, good hand here. Real good hand. Ooh, Infiltrator, nice. All right, we'll do Scrapsmith. Let's see if we mill a artifact. We do, so we'll get a mutt back. Free card is better than leaving it as an unearthed thing, in my opinion. So next turn I'll do the Rager. Get a draw card. So next turn we can do Smith plus Mutt. Probably not in that order. Can do the Mutt first and discard a, I guess, a Mountain. Although, yeah, I guess that's fine actually. That's cool. What does this do? Draw a discard. As long as you draw two, it's got menace. Okay. All right, so let's do the Mutt first. And we'll discard a Swamp now, I guess. All right, and then we'll play a Swamp, play a Scrapsmith. I don't want to do the Remorse yet. I'm not quite ready. All right, so we miss, so we just get a 3/2. That's fine. Okay. So I'll deal with that little feller. I'm gonna wait for the big boy here, so we'll just kill this little feller. And we'll get in with him. Still have a few fatties left in the deck. Ooh. Third Path Savant's a good one. Well, what do we want to blow up here? I want to kill that, but I can't. I can blow up the Power Stone and draw. That's probably worth it. Oh, cool. So now we have another fatty. Definitely want to play this fatty first. So if I get in with the Scrapsmith, they block with the Rager. And then they can... I probably don't need to do that. So for now, I think we just hang out. So we'll do the Dragon Engine first because we have to pay the cost for the Demolisher. So we don't need to play any more lands. All right. So we'll do the Demolisher. We'll hold off on the Evolving Wilds, although it does deck then, but that's all right. We'll hold off on that. We'll pay our cost here. That's cool. So we can do the Mutt first, I think. Discard the Evolving Wilds. Flesh Mechanist, there's a good one. So let's get in with the Demolisher. Okay. We'll play the Mechanist. All right. Power Stone Fracture. So let's kill the Savant. I think that's the play here. So, Fracture, kill Savant, sack Rager. They can draw in response. All right. So now we can We can do a few things. How many creatures do we have in here? I can just start making some 3/3s. Probably makes the best use of mana, I would say. I can do it whenever, right? Okay. Just doing the math here, but I think that's fine. Redraw your second card. Each opponent loses 2, you gain 2. When it dies, return another target value 3 or less. Ooh, we can get the Savant back. It's pretty good. And sack a creature, artifact, draw a card. Alright. So they can sack Rager. Let's get some 3/3s out here. We'll get rid of the Wormlet. I don't think we have ways to get creatures back, so it should work fine. Ooh, burner start. Alright, well, I only have 12 cards left. So I can do the Demolisher. I could actually do Demolisher, attack with everything, but maybe we set up for that. So we have 8. I guess best use of mana this turn would probably be Rager plus Storm Retrieval unit. So let's do the Rager first. Ooh, there you go. They don't have any flyers either, right? Alright, well, we're going to do the wings then. And actually, I'm going to make the Scrapsmith fly. And the reason I'm doing that one instead of the 3/3 is because I'd rather have a Scrapsmith in the graveyard. I'll leave it on top. So they can kill Scrapsmith, and now we at least have more fodder for Ashnod, so that's fine. Whenever a equipped creature dies, draw a card, and they have 10 left. Alright. Take 4. I think we'll trade. Because they can sack it to Thraxodemon anyway, so get rid of the mutt. That way we can rummage from a land at some point, if need be. Still have some removal in here somewhere, I think, right? We have another... We're out of that. Oh, never mind. I think we're out of removal, maybe. So we can do the wings again. We have 8 mana total. So we do this. Equip. Get in for 4. And then we'll play a retrieval unit. So I need 10 mana to play Demolisher and be able to attack with it. It's going to be a little bit tricky. But I guess we're only 1 away from being able to do that. It's not that bad. And this has Menace. I'm gonna be too creature light either. But at the same time, we probably need to get that off the board, so all right. How many cards I got left? Might be in our best interest at this point to just try and deck them, because I don't think we're gonna win by life totals here. Ooh, Springleaf Drum, not so sexy here. But we'll do the mutt first for that reason, get rid of the drum. Another unit, that's fine. I can use the heart too to block and sack, because they have 3 cards left. I think that Puppeteer is probably going to keep us from being able to kill them via damage. So maybe we just attach the wings to the mutt and get in for 3, since the mutt's going away anyway, and then I can just play like a retrieval unit, leave it up for, I could do retrieval unit or I could do the heart. So we do the, wait, this is 3 to sack too. All right, I'll just do the unit. Let's see. So they're gonna sack to make Infiltrator bigger. They have 13, 14 mana. We're at 12. They have to pay, they can't sack with that now. They can't sack with this. I'm not sure. I'm gonna block here though, just because that thing can make a bunch of bodies, so we'll try this. Okay. All right. So we'll do mutt. Well, we can do Demolisher, but we don't have lethal. All right, see you for the next one. All right, this is a keep. We've got all 3 of our colors. We'll get our red mana first here. I don't mind doing Blitz Automaton. 3 mana, 3/2 haste is pretty good, I think, actually. It's a pretty good beater. But might just jump from a heart to an automaton, too. That might be slightly more appealing. Can also just trade heart for acrobat. Like, this ramps me too, which is nice, but I can't really afford to just take a bunch of damage either. Let me think about this. 4. So if I take 3 here, the next turn, maybe it's worth it. Ooh, that's a good draw. So let's do land here. And they might just sack the Rager. I think I'm going to do Scrapsmith for that reason. Alright, so we just get a 3/2. We hit, unfortunately, 2 cards I would have really liked to have drawn. It's alright. At least it made my Remorse cheaper. It's kind of nice. It's a good card. Ooh, they have their own burner start, huh? Sure. So, unfortunately, our Remorse is going to get more expensive. But should still be able to pay for it, so that's all right. So now we'll pass. So we block Rager, we sack Heart, we ramp twice, we blow up probably the Locust because it flies. Be my guess. All right, so we'll go land. Take 6 back. Can't really afford to do that. Do I just play Automaton and pass, or do I just leave up Remorse? I feel like probably they have the kill spell or any sort of tempo. We just take 6 though. Tricky, tricky, tricky spot. I guess we just play Automaton. See, if I just do overwhelming Remorse, I'm guaranteed to take 4 damage, which doesn't seem very good, so I don't really like that either. All right, we'll play the Mutt. So, I guess it can do, well, looks like it's GG's here. All right, so ended up going, maybe they'll just attack with the Flyers, probably not though. Ended up going 2-3. Seems like a pretty deep format. Should be pretty interesting. Definitely interested to see what happens as this format goes on, so. All right, let's see if we get Pity Pack here. Oh, I get a couple. All right, pack one, pick one. All right, 2 mana, 2/1. Return an artifact you control to its owner's hand. Copy target artifact spell you control. Wow. Yeah, that card seems pretty nuts. Probably take that one. What's this do? Makes golems. Can activate as a sorcery only. Oh, you can unearth it too. That's kind of cool. If you have enough mana, make a couple bodies late game. Yeah, it's not bad. Especially with Power Stone tokens. All right, I can see it. Fracture's playable. Curate. Actually, Curate's Surveil is good. I could see Curate being pretty good in this format, actually, with all the graveyard shenanigan stuff. Wing Commando seems pretty good. But yeah, we take Drafna and then pack 2. I'm still not really sold on Painful Quandary. It's kind of cool, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm not really feeling it. Maybe it's better than I'm giving it credit for. I kind of feel like it's one of those trap cards, though. Giant Growth is sweet. It's a good one to see come back. Architect seems pretty good, actually. Whenever an artifact enters, get some evasion going. And then we've got a soldier here. Oh, that's a cool one. So part of the soldier archetype. What would I first pick? Maybe, is it Giant Growth? There's no way it's Giant Growth, is it? Could be Springleaf Drum just because I kind of like this card. Ramp Fix, but I could see taking the Giant Growth. I mean, it's a good card. Good cheap combat trick. I could see the Architect too, though. I could see this card winning games. Maybe the Architect. It's probably worth it. Just go over top. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.